These attacks are part of a series of incidents in the U.S. since the start of the war with Iran. A man shot and killed 3 people at a bar in Austin, Texas, nearly 2 weeks ago. And here in New York, a man with a homemade bomb was arrested at a protest just last weekend. CBS News national security contributor, that's Sam Vinograd, is a former assistant secretary for counterterrorism, the Department of Homeland Security, and joins us. Sam, really good to see you, especially under these circumstances. I know this is a very tough story for many people, and certainly yourself. I want to start with what's happening in Michigan, though, where we were told in that piece suspects in the case, 2 brothers and their 2 children, were recently killed in a strike in Lebanon. So given that part of the story, that information, what more do you think investigators will be looking for?
Investigators in this case are going to be reviewing certainly the motive behind these attacks and whether events overseas led this individual to radicalize and quickly mobilize to violence. They are also going to be looking into whether he was in touch with any other individuals about his aspirations, about his plotting, and more. The goal in this case is to understand how he was able to mobilize to violence and if he was in touch with anybody else. And the point of that, Gayle, is to understand if there is any ongoing threat to the public stemming from this horrific incident.
How serious do you think the current this environment is? Because it does seem to be happening at a very increasing rate, and it does seem very unsettling and very troubling. How serious is the threat?
Gayle, we are at a historically high terrorism-related threat level in this country. There are a range of bad actors seeking to do us harm. That includes individuals inspired and directed by countries like Iran, individuals inspired and directed by foreign terrorist groups like ISIS, individuals that are acting based on domestic issues like politics, race, and more. And at the same time, the availability of content online today means that individuals have really ready access to information about terrorist ideologies, connections to like-minded individuals, and information on tactics, techniques, and targets. And what that's leading to is, unfortunately, a feeling that the pace of attacks may be a new normal in this country. But Gayle, as a security official and as a mother, we just can't, we can't let that happen. And that's going to require a very different posture, not just by the U.S. government, but by every American in this country.
Yeah, and you're also, Sam, the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. So I'm curious, when you hear these type of stories, it is so unsettling and troubling to me as a person who is not Jewish, but certainly we have many Jewish friends. I just can't wrap my brain around how serious this is and how frightening it is.
It is, and the Jewish community has been the target of attacks for centuries. But the most important thing that my father taught me was that every person has a role to play in preventing violence and preventing hate. And particularly in this threat environment, the government isn't going to solve this alone. The government provides resources to enhance physical security. The government provides resources to share information and intelligence with partners. But because the scale and pace of mobilization is so rapid, community members need to ask for help if they see an individual who's showing a sign that they may be going down a pathway to violence. That whole of society approach is really the only thing that is going to protect this country today, not just the Jewish community, but the country overall.
Sam, you're right. Your dad was right. Every person does have a role that we can play. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Thanks.